All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Rocking with you late on a Wednesday night. Has some things going on and bubbling, but we keep the content coming. The content never stops. Let's see what's going on in the National Football League. Um, Snyder won't testify, of course. Um, no one expects him to testify under oath. He's going to duck that as long as possible. Um, just a bad situation for the NFL, but we move on. Zach Wilson poked fun at recent headlines. I don't know if y'all saw this, but there's a rumor because Zach Wilson, the girl that he took to the draft, so the girl that Zach Wilson took to the draft left Zach Wilson for Zach Wilson's best friend, right? Best friend, college teammate at BYU, who plays for the Redskins or the Washington football team, excuse me, the Commanders, excuse me. So it's left him for there, and then that's a story in itself. So when this broke, people were sending the dude hate, like, fam, how could you do that to your best friend? And then they were sending the girl hate on Instagram, like, you a homie hopper. And she replied, I'm not the one who slept with my mom's best friend. That's the homie hopper, implying that Zach Wilson slept with his mom's best friend. So today he comes out, Zach Wilson comes out. This was on Sunday. I saw this. And I was just like, this is wild. I don't know if I could believe it or not. This on Sunday. So today, Zach Wilson posted, took the boys to Gozer Ranch Club in Idaho before camp. Poor cell service. What I miss. So yeah, he knew. I don't know. That makes me like. I don't know. I think it makes me like him more. But it is what it is. It's all good. Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, Lamar Jackson and Bernard Pollard. Okay, let's get into that. But let's go ahead and get into that right now. Let's see. Wednesday night and former safety. Former safety? Is Lamar Jackson a top 10 quarterback? Oh, with Pollard questioning Jackson's skill as a passer and, and Lamar questioning his skills as a player. Uh, it's simply too much to digest. It actually started when the safety Ryan Clark argued that Jackson should be among the top 10 quarterbacks. He's definitely a top 10 quarterback. That one didn't spark, not top 10 receiver ever. There won't be a top receiver while Lamar Jackson is there. And Jackson said, you sound dumb as fuck. We'll wait and see if one signs. I don't know. The team, a locker room is so big that it's just like you think everybody on the team is friends, and that's just not the case. It's 50, what? Is what 53 guys in the regular season? That's a lot of people. You just see the people in your position groups, and that's it. They play on opposite sides of the ball. And I'm not trying to knock Lamar, but it is telling that Marquise Brown said, man, I'm out of here. I don't want to be here. They haven't had a receiver produce on it. It's a running system, but he does need to become better as a thrower. So, he said he's worked on it, so we'll see. But, that's why I've never really taken them seriously as a Super Bowl team, because when it comes down to it, can you make the throws consistently? But damn, his own player doing them like that. I think Bernard Pollard's the one that be dancing around and shit. Like so, but he came straight at his guy's dome right there. New report links Sean Payton to the Dolphins, Chargers, and Cowboys. He's gonna be the Cowboys coach next year, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Shout out to my man R Dog. Shout out to my man RJ. I know Our dog says I'll be hating too much on the Cowboys, but he's gonna be the Cowboys coach next year. We all know this. This is something we do know. He was gonna be the Dolphins coach this year, but this whole situation, unraveled. And I don't think the Dolphins are gonna fire a coach after one season. But hey, if they want Sean Payton that bad, you eat the contract and you bring him in. Tom Brady wants to go there. And I think Tom Brady's under a 1-year deal. So maybe he goes to the Dolphins, but maybe he says, man, let me go ahead and go to Jerry's world, Mike McCarthy, obviously, what is he? Do you see an upgrade in decision making when you watch the Cowboys play? You see, ooh, man, they're well prepared today. Is that something anyone has said in the history of life that, wow, this team looks prepared to play? So, yeah, I think it's going to be them. The Chargers, they have that young coach. He thinks he's smarter than everybody. He was playing Madden last year, going for it 4th and 10 on his own 21. Like, this Madden. This not even competitive Madden, because in competitive Madden, we punt the ball. Field position matters. You're going forward. 4th and 10 on my own 20. We're going. But, player for player, that might be the most stacked roster in the NFL, the Chargers. That roster is stacked. That is, especially if Mac still has juice, that's a stacked roster. Let's go ahead and go on to the NBAs. KCP signed a 2-year, $30 million. Good for KCP, man. He fits well into what Denver's doing. I thought Denver was trying to get underneath attacks, and then they spent money to get Bruce Brown. I like these pieces. I like KCP and Bruce Brown next to Joker better than I like Barton and Morris, because they can defend. And Joker is not the worst defender, but when you have Joker as your rim protector, that means that you need guys that are not going to get bit off the dribble as often and can contain their man. And those two players can do that. I read with the Jazz with this Donovan Mitchell trade that the Knicks are not budging. The Knicks are not trying to give up all these picks in RJ Barrett. So I surmised it was Miami. I didn't really consider the Knicks, which would be funny because Jalen Brunson left the Dallas situation because he wanted to control the ball and he wanted to be the show. If Donovan Mitchell comes in, then you're pretty much back in the same situation that you were in, but that's another story for another day. But I'm curious to see why, if the Knicks don't do that, or do they like what they have. But even if you like what you have, I don't understand as a Knicks fan to have RJ Barrett being your most promising player and then say to yourself, you know what, I don't want to play a brand of basketball that's going to allow RJ Barrett to really blossom. He needs the ball in his hands. And it sounds like my man Jalen Brunson is coming in to have the ball in his hands and to be a scorer and a playmaker. He thinks he can be an all-star, which is fine, but what about your young talent? The guy that you drafted number, 2 overall? So we'll see what ends up happening to that. NBA hopefully to revisit its age limit. Does he want to pull it up? There's an opportunity to change it. Yeah, I think that they should go from 19 to 18. Like, what's the point of making these players play 1 year and play in the G League? I mean, I just don't get the point. If you want to go straight to the league, you should be able to go. So, I see them wanting to take adults, and I'm fine with that, but we'll see. Once again with the Kevin Durant situation, Silver came out and said that he doesn't like these trades and that teams provide an enormous amount of security and guarantees to players, and the expectation is their return and meet their end of the bargain. Once again, it's only a one-sided conversation. the Clippers traded Blake Griffin. The very first trade line they could trade him after signing him to an extension. Blake Griffin, arguably the greatest Clipper of all time. If you go by numbers and impact, arguably the greatest Clipper of all time. They traded him the first trade deadline. They didn't even wait a full calendar year. And nobody complained about that. But yet everyone's complaining about this. It's just like he says it needs to be a two-way street. And at the end of the day, Adam Silver is there for the owner. So I get that. I'm just talking to people in general because I saw Dame say some stuff, and I'm a Dame fan, but I thought it was corny. Like, he says it's supposed to be a two-way street. Why does it not matter when the teams trade players? When the team trades Isaiah Thomas after he played through a broken hip, injured hip, and his sister passed away in a car accident, played through it, got you guys to the Eastern Conference Final. Why is trading him not a bad thing? Why is trading DeMar DeRozan? You know, Drake told you, my city loves me like I'm DeMar DeRozan. The city of Toronto loved DeMar DeRozan. He loved it there. Traded him for the 1-year rental of Kawhi Leonard. They traded for Kawhi Leonard knowing Kawhi Leonard said, I am not staying here. I'm not. I want to go to LA. They still rolled the dice. So it's a two-way street, but it seems like they only want it to be one way. You only want it to be one way, but it's the other way. So play-in tournament here to stay. Obviously, that's just this in-season tournament thing. I just don't understand it. Unless if my team wins the in-season tournament, I get to pick my playoff opponent. Like, there has to be something really, really enticing for me to do this. It's just like just to play it. I mean, I guess players and fans, you know, that are growing up watching it now, this becomes part of their life. That's how change happens. The only thing with change is, can you get your players motivated to play, or are they just going to turn it into an all-star game? Because if there's no real stakes, it's just going to turn into an all-star game. So, all right. So I had some computer issues, like I said earlier. So that's why those two didn't come out. They're definitely coming out tomorrow. So thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for supporting me. Leave the comments, rate, subscribe. The game is the game. All right. Thank you for watching this clip. Do me a favor. Push the button. Hit subscribe. Come on, man. Push it.
Push the goddamn button!
Push the goddamn button!
You heard what she said.
And do what's right. You heard her. Push the button. The game is the game.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, you know? The game is a game. Always.